art stuff for kids, and I'm about to do a quick demonstration on two-point perspective, specifically lettering in two-point perspective. So I've got my ruler, eraser, pencil sharpener, and pencil, assorted color pencils and markers to complete the project with after I get the basics done. So let me clear the staging area here. Got my sketch pad, I'm all set to go. So just a quick note about the spacing of letters. If you're going to do lettering across a folder, let's say for like a report, or you're going to do a poster and you want to get them dead center, there's a couple ways to do that, of course. You can measure across and see that this pad is exactly a foot, and then you can mark it at 6 inches. You can also go diagonally from corner to corner with your ruler, and that's going to give you a light line there and a light line there, and bingo, that's the center of my paper. Hopefully I got that about right. That's 6 inches. That is correct. Okay, but that's just if you want to make sure it's centered perfectly. So my point was right there. This is about my middle of the road line. If I'm centering 4 letters, your name is Bill, and you've got 4 letters, 1, 2, 3, 4, then you're going to start with the space in the middle, right? You're going to go, let's make that about right there. Can you see that? I'm doing it super lightly. And then I'm going to make my blocks of letters about this big. So whatever that spacing is, whatever that measurement is, and for me that's 1 3/4 inches with roughly 3/8 of an inch in between. So 1 3/4 inches, 1 3/4 inches, 3/8 of an inch, 1 3/4 inches, come back this way, 3/8 of an inch, which is really rough, and then that measurement there. And then quite easily and quite readily, I have made 4 blocks. I'm going to go across here, and those will be the sizes of my 4 letters in B-I-L-L, Bill's name, right? Okay, let's say that we have 3 letters in our name. I'm going to do Art, for instance. My friend Art, A-R-T. Again, here's my middle. In this case, since there's an odd number of letters, right? I'm going to start with the letter in the middle, so the block's going to be right here. Let's do it with a ruler so it looks a little fresher and nicer. Here we go. We're going to go right across super lightly. Here's our middle line. So our first, what did I say this measurement was? About 1 3/4 inches. So about 1 3/4 inches, I'm going to center that. 1 3/4 inches, boom, boom, right there. So we're looking at that measurement right there. 1 3/4 inches, roughly. Make sure that this is perpendicular and parallel with the sides of the paper and perpendicular with your horizontal lines going this way, ba-boom, ba-boom, and there is one of my blocks in the word or the name Art. Go across there. Okay, there's one. I'm going to go 3/8 of an inch space between 1, 2, 3, boom. Then 1 3/4 inches, which is right there. And over here I've got 3/8 of an inch for my spacing, and then 1 3/4 inches. And that should give me 3 blocks. Now, why is it important to make your blocks first? I mean, I could just write 3 letters across here, A-R-T, and be done with it. But for me, I'm concerned about neatness. I'm going to get rid of Bill down here altogether, so I have a clean place to do my perspective. Okay, here we go. I can even erase in between here, and now I have 3 equally spaced letters across my folder or whatever, poster, whatever it is I'm putting this name on. Okay, now lettering. I could do bubble letters, right? There's my A, boop, and bubble letters. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. You probably can. I don't want to make it too dark because I'm gonna redo it later. I could have block letters. I could do, there's my R, right? Could be block letters like that. It could be fancy letters. Let's see. Let's do an S. Is this how an S would go? No, that's backwards. That's for me. If I'm doing it for you, it'd go the other way. But I'll just do an S. Maybe that is right. I guess that is right. Okay, here we go. Here's an S. A little bit of a fancier letter, maybe what I might call lightning letters. There we go. There's fancier letters, okay? All right, but we're not gonna do any of those. We're gonna do them right up here in our blocks. 1, 2, 3, ART. And the reason that, again, you make these blocks so uniform is that each letter is the same size no matter what letter it is. So here's my A. I'm gonna make this real simple at first. I'm gonna go, I could use my ruler. Maybe I should to make this super neat. Whap, whop, and boom, boom. There, I'll make it a little darker so you can see them inside that square. Okay, there's my A. I am done with my block. I'm gonna erase those light lines inside and around. Okay, AR would be the next one. I'm doing this upside down. Does it matter to me? Not a whole lot. There's my AR because it's going to be boom, just like that. There's my R. I'm going to darken that up. ART, the inside part of the R, negative space. There's my R. I'm going to erase my lines again. While I'm at it, I'm going to get rid of all these because that's going to be confusing to have those down there. Okay, now remember our middle line was right here. So way down at the bottom, I'm gonna put a little X. And that's my vanishing point for my 1 point perspective. Now I've got to do my T. Let me draw that in. Okay, across here. That looks pretty good. Use my ruler again. Bam. Bam. Now I'm pretty confident with that ruler because I know exactly how big my letter is going to be because I planned my blocks accordingly at the beginning. There we go. Erase my block. Now I have an ART that's nice and clean. And here's my vanishing point. Now, to make it look like it's in perspective, I'm going to go from my vanishing point to the edge of my letters, in this case the top of the T right there. This goes back, top of this T part, down, top of the R or side of the R. Anytime you have a curved surface, you go to the furthest curve out and come down. Notice that I'm always lining up with my vanishing point. I'm not, there's barely a little slice here, but I'm gonna put it in. There we go. And then I'm gonna see this here. Okay, actually that's gonna go probably down that way. I'm hoping that's right. I think so. Okay, I know what I messed up on. Sorry, go back. Erase and rewind, please. Okay, so for the R, we're gonna see a thickness in just a minute. We're gonna go from the bottom to there, bottom, line it up with that point, line it up with that point, line it up with that point. Vanishing point down there, boom, boom, just like that. Get the rest of my T done, boom. My T back here, always lining up. Don't put it like this or like this. It's gotta be right on point, right there. Otherwise, this will not look good. And any inside corners that you see, we're gonna go and put that in as well. Our A, where's my vanishing point? Right there, down. Vanishing point right there, down. And repeat for every bottom corner that is created by your letter. And bam, just about there on the inside corner, down to my vanishing point again, inside corner, vanishing point, boom. I think I've got everything pretty much covered. Now, how thick do I want to make these babies? I'm thinking maybe, let's go 1 inch. Yeah, let's go, yeah, 1 inch thick. 1 inch is right there. Over here on the A, 1 inch is right there. Bring my line across. That's going to be the bottoms of all those. Does that look even? 1 inch. 1 inch, yeah, it's an optical illusion, I guess. Either that or my ruler's crooked, I don't know. Okay. Oh, I slid. Bottom, 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 bottom. And go back and erase all this stuff. Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. You still with me? Not that complicated, is it? You can rewatch this video many, many times if you'd like. Cross there, cross there, cross there, cross there. Now, wherever the bottoms of the A and the R and the T are, you're going to take a line and go straight up, but at the angle of the letters. So this is straight up, but at the angle. See, it's a little angle there. Boom. And then this goes across, parallel with these lines. Got that? So the A is pretty much done. The R, this line corresponds with the corner of this and this line. Boom. And the R is not quite done. Now, you got the circle here. I know that my length here is 1 inch, we said, so I'm going to roughly do that here and then curve this in right there. Boom. How's that looking? Just about right. Inside here, I'm going to show 1 inch. Might work, might not. I'm going to show a little bit of this, like this. So it has that, there, three-dimensional look. There. That works. That works for me. Okay. Inch. Boom. And this is going to come across right there and right there. And we're almost done. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Okay. Wherever this comes out and hits, that's where this goes across. There, that's in line. I was a little bit off on that. Now, talking about rulers. Do you ever use a ruler? Are you familiar with the ruler? You know, you've got your metric side, you've got your standardized sides. It's just asking, you know, there's 12 inches in a foot, there's 30-some centimeters across here in the metric. It's a great measuring device. There's a lot of people that don't know how to accurately use it. I taught a plastics class once in Arizona many, many years ago in the 80s. And it was just like a wood shop, but with plastic things. We would make chess sets and chess boards and little key holder, key ring kind of holder things and plastic mugs and shelves and anything you can make out of wood, we can make out of plastic. It was a lot of fun. But man, I had to teach those kids how to read a ruler and how to use a ruler because they would do their projects without paying any attention to correct measurement, and then they couldn't figure out why their projects didn't go together. Ruler, really important tool. Okay, clean this up a little bit more, and let's finish this guy off with some color and pattern. I'm going to actually go through and kind of lighten this whole thing up so I don't have too much pencil to smudge up my actual finished product when I start to use color on it. Again, mine's kind of messy. And then, got it. Did I hit everything? Boom, we are done. Wait a second. Go back with the pencil. Do we see a slight sliver of the side of the T? Kind of, sort of. let's do it and see what happens. A little bit. Maybe not enough to be noticeable, but we'll do that anyway just to make it finished. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.